Alright folks, and this story is going to be a little weird, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit play on this one. Some of you may have already been kind of familiar with this story, but if you are not, this is a wild ride.
Now to a shocking twist in a murder that stunned a neighborhood in the Bronx.
A man found dismembered inside an apartment. Now today, police arrested a man named Sheldon Johnson. He is a criminal justice activist, and he boasted about turning his life around after getting out of prison as recently as going on shows like the Joe Rogan podcast.
I just watched him
tonight,
on the Rogan show.
He is back in handcuffs, and he's facing murder charges. News 4's Ida Siegel is in Highbridge, where the crime scene investigators are still looking for evidence.
That's 48-year-old Sheldon.
And notice how this guy
in handcuffs, yelling
on his left
that he didn't do what
is trying to make sure that Idris Elba is going to play him in the movie.
Murder, manslaughter, and criminal possession of a weapon. It's a shocking set of charges for a man most recently known for this.
I had a wife, I had family still, my son was growing up. He was hearing stories about my so-called notoriety.
That's
So-called
Johnson appearing on the popular
notoriety.
Joe Rogan podcast, talking about his efforts to reform himself and help other kids detach themselves from gang life, a job he's uniquely qualified for after spending 25 years in prison.
I'd say
for
that's probably
attempted murder
accurate.
as a high-ranking member of the Bloods.
Prison does two things to you. It brings out the best or it brings out the worst.
But police say this
Or
is
both.
also him, here on Summit Avenue Tuesday night, carrying cleaning supplies and a full black garbage bag in and out of this building. Police were called to apartment 6G after a neighbor heard gunshots and saw Johnson in and out of the apartment. She told the building super. When police entered the apartment, they found a man's torso and a foot inside a bin. Law enforcement
What
sources
kind of
said
bin?
after seeing Johnson on surveillance footage, they searched his apartment and found the victim's legs, arms, and head in the freezer.
That's
Jesus.
very disturbing.
Yeah.
It makes you want to move real quick.
Police say the victim is 44-year-old
I mean,
Colin Small.
any
Sources
weirdo
say
can do
it's
that. If you
possible
move,
the
you can
deceased
just
stemmed
find
from
another
time they
weirdo.
spent together in prison. But folks in this neighborhood shocked to hear that a man who had worked so hard to turn his life around, even working with the Queen's Defender's Office, might have fallen back to his old ways in a very violent fashion.
Yes, he was turning his stuff around and stuff like that, but remember, we're creatures of habit. So whatever happened in his violent past probably crept back up, and there you go.
I don't know. I'm not going to speak on it. I don't know what happened. Details are to come, but it's just a very shocking story.
Reporting from Highbridge, Ida Siegel, News 4, New York.
Thank you for not blinking.